they doing an amazing job.
Yes,
Amazing
I'm
job.
excited about them. And so what I'm announcing is that I am seeking the office of state senate,
Okay.
where John Horns just moved out of as he became mayor.
Right.
And talk about the things of self, why I believe I'm a great candidate for District 26.
District. I was going to ask. So District 26. For those who know, what areas do that cover?
We're looking at Jackson, a large part of Jackson. We're going toward Flora,
Mm-hmm.
Bolton, Edwards, Clinton, coming back around to Jackson.
Okay.
It's the person in District 26, I would think would do well living in District 26, and the largest part is Jackson.
Got it.
And I do live in Jackson,
Okay.
in District 26. So I've seen a lot here. I've seen a lot of growth. So just to start sharing some things about who I am, I've pastored several churches in District 26. I pastored the Anderson Church back in '85.
Okay.
I did that church, and I did the Word and Worship Church 2000, and there's a church in between there, a South Jackson church, and no one's hardly talking about.
Yeah.
But it was Anderson South when I started that on Highway 18.
Okay.
Now it should be on McDowell Road, somewhere like that.
Yeah.
The churches that I pastored, we're talking pre-COVID numbers. Both of them exceeded 5,000 members. When I started with Anderson, there's just 7 people attending on Sunday morning, but we carried up to 7. When you look over the, we're just counting adults. They were not allowing you to count the children, but 5,000 adults. They had children.
Yes, indeed.
And that could take you up to probably over 7,000 member church. The same thing happened on the other side of the street. But what I did was to move those churches from Page Street, Meg Evers area. And I want to say happy birthday to Meg Evers today.
That's it. Happy birthday. Yes,
big celebration. And so I did that. Since I said Mega Evers, I'm going to just say I got a chance to serve at the Mega Evers Airport as a commissioner.
Okay, yeah.
I was one of the people who made sure that Black people got paid $1 million a year. Before I got out there, that was not going on.
Yeah.
There were at least 2 commissions. And those commissions, what they were doing for a while, they could, there's a law that Jacksonians don't know. But at the airport, Jackson cannot receive money from its airport.
Okay.
And Jackson cannot give money to its airport. But what is surprisingly known is that all of the cities, Byron, Flowood, Pearl, they could receive money. So you can imagine what kind of position that put Jackson in to be able to get sometimes the biggest part of a development is the initial start.
Right.
So I think his name was Dirt. As Dirt was on, so you had about 4 people out there deciding where all of this money go. At that time, when I went on, it was Jackson's 50th anniversary.
Right.
So to go out there, and Father Shockway put me on, and we discovered not only were they making $1 million a year for the Airport Authority, but they had another commission was the East Metro Corridor, where you see all of the businesses, stores, the great stores that are out there.
Yeah.
So what they would do is go to Washington, and they would admit that nobody knew who was Flowood, who was Pearl, who was Brandon, but they would use the name Jackson as they went, and they came home, and they divided that up as those areas. They paid Jackson Airport back, but do you know what kind of friend and godfather you would have to give you the initial monies for those highways and roads.
Mm-hmm.
So that went on a lot until I got there.
Yeah.
And once I filed a lawsuit, that I haven't heard anything else from the East Metro Corridor, and I have not heard anything else about. That the move was to take the airport.
Mm-hmm.
If they could give the 5 people at the airport that was commissioners, if we were not for them, um, they would do the voting,
Yeah.
hopefully in Jackson's behalf.
Right.
But
Right.
once they were going to put 5 from Madison, and then 5 from Rankin County,
Mm-hmm.
I thought that was a taking. I said, well, you do all that, we're not going to have a vote.
Right.
So I went to court. And after I was in court a while, the city of Jackson joined in my lawsuit.
Okay.
And that's what the struggle is right now.
Yeah.
So I've done some things like that
Yeah.
to halt what I call taking. It was Governor Phil Bryant I sued at the time.
Okay.
We had something similar to go again with the high school. They were just going to take the high school.
Yeah.
I don't know any other ministers other than myself that went down every week to stand in the gap to say, no, we don't want you to have our schools.
Yeah.
Now let me say something about those schools. I didn't want them to have our schools, but there has been some great news lately to see, and I don't quite have my head around that, but I noticed that the black children, black boys, was reading somewhere around 49,
Mm-hmm.
49. Now they're reading somewhere number 16 in the country.
Amazing.
So I can't argue with all of what was
Yeah.
going on.
Yeah.
I have to, when I see success, I have to honor that success.
Yeah.
But at the same time, I know that when I first looked at the public school, it had about 30,000 people employed, about 30,000 students.
Mm-hmm.
Is down probably around 17 now.
Yeah.
But we have to ask ourselves, where is learning going to really take place?
That's it. Yeah.
So I did that. Let me say that when I move those churches, I'm going back to the churches and land. I deal a lot with land. That's a hobby of mine.
Yeah.
So when I bought the Anderson church,
Mm-hmm.
that was a church of God, I saw the growth.
Mm-hmm.
There was dirt roads there on Highland Colony.
Okay.
And to be a senator, I think you need to see where happenings could probably take place.
Right.
So I put Anderson in the best location in all of Mississippi.
Mm-hmm.
And when I needed a place for myself, I did the same for myself.
Yeah.
I had bought property. I went and bought this property. It was $250,000. Looking at it, and I was thinking, I was buying it from, happened to be some white lawyers, and they wanted to move out of the community. So I've done a lot of that.
Yeah.
Intentional and non-intentional. But they wanted to sell it to me, and I gave them that price.
Yeah.
I thought it was too much. I was behind on the note, was tired of that note. I drove up to Yazoo City, and I was going to put a hotel back.
Mm-hmm.
Thinking about that, well, I had some members that didn't really want a hotel there.
Mm-hmm.
So I persevered. Sometimes when people don't want to do things, you have to persevere anyway. So I happened to drive up Yazoo City, and I never talk about these theophanies that much, these vision and dynamic moments that God gives you.
Mm-hmm.
But it was a theophany to drive up, and they were building in Yazoo City, a comfort inn. And I asked, how much is the land that you're paying on? They didn't have but an acre and a half. They told me they were paying $250,000.
Mm-hmm.
And I thought, I got $250,000 over 10 acres in Jackson.
Mm-hmm.
I jumped in my car and headed straight to those lawyers that said, look, I want you to finance this land for me.
Yeah.
And they did. So that allowed me land on one side, land on the other. And what has happened with this land, to show you a vision, to be on just the parkway, Now we have a great place there called Amazon. It is right there at the mouth of that land. So I say, as a senator, you ought to be the spot or smell out some hopeful possibilities. And I can now say I didn't go to Amazon. Amazon came to right where we are right now.
Yeah.
So I'm excited about having vision like that.
Yeah.
I had the vision. I'm offered the governor 30 acres of land to put the new stadium for Jackson State.
Right.
I bought land out there in 95. Frank Stimley was an attorney, Harvard attorney back then. It was good working with Frank. And back then, I went and bought 175 acres that went straight through subdivision number 2.
Okay.
Now, later I came and shared it with a friend of mine. And as I've gone to my difficulties, I still have enough land yet to offer with a friend. I don't think there are over 37 acres where we are now at Jackson State.
Yeah.
And it takes us 4 quarters to get in there.
Yeah.
But I'm saying, look, if I could give you 30 and all of that is virgin land between Jackson, it's the last land, the last bridge between Jackson and Clinton. You ride that land until you get to the exit of Jackson and Clinton. That's where we stop.
Okay.
Now, do you have any political experience?
The experience that I have, when you're a black preacher, you got all kind of political experience. To be able to get people to go with a big project, over $1 million project, it takes something. It takes political experience to be able to operate that airport with it having a budget of $153 million. And you have to have know when to fold. Let's say, for instance, Vernon, that's on the city. It took just negotiating him with James Henley, who's going to be the chair. And politically, I knew I didn't want to deal with those brothers yapping at my heel.
Yeah.
So I asked Vernon if he wanted to be the chair. He was being nice. This is very political. But I know if he was going to say no, I know James Henley, being a lawyer, being a preacher, being a certified accountant, and I was able to get that to him.
Yeah.
So the political experience of going to Washington and being able to say what we need, knowing that at that time, when planes come to Jackson, that airport is not who decides with Southwest and all that's done at Southwest. And I had to let Father Shockway know. He said, I need to come out and talk with them. I had to let him know, no, sir, that's done in Houston. Those decisions, whenever we look like we lost somebody, we didn't do it. They changed their model.
Right.
Now, politically, how do you get back to the model? How do you get to have flight people to handle the aircraft coming in? So I knew then, at that time, it was $4.50 for whoever lands. So you get the money from whoever lands at the airport. There's a charge for maybe about $5 now.
Okay.
Someone like Atlanta would be just huge because everybody's landing there.
Right.
So there's money. But back to the political side of that, I had to be at Benny Thompson, Cochran's office. I had to go to those offices and act what was appropriate, knowing what could not happen and what could happen. And we bought the vacant home.
Yeah, I know, and that's like you were telling him, being able to work with people to get stuff done for the citizens.
Right.
And it sounds like you definitely did that over the years. I guess with the few minutes we have left, what do you see in taking that John Horn seat and the stuff and I guess the efforts he's done since he's been in that seat? What would you tell the people, some things what is on your list to take care of if you secure that seat?
John Horn did very well in his vision for housing and economic development. My image, as I went to Emory University for that, is an ecclesiastical entrepreneur.
Yeah.
That's how I developed Hope Community Credit Union.
Okay.
So, and Hope, and I had to my politics. The politics, when you're dealing with an insurance for a business like that, you have to know that somebody's greater than you in some areas. So I pulled back. I started it, I named it, and I bought Bill Bynum. His wife's name was Hope.
Okay.
His daughter's middle name was Hope.
Oh.
And I thought if I named it Hope, it wouldn't die.
Yeah.
Life would have it. I hope did pass.
Yeah.
And he has a beautiful wife named Denise now. I don't know how to go back and name it.
Okay, can't rename it.
I don't know. But to say that credit union is one of the fastest nonprofits in the country, and it has loaned over $1 billion to people. It's in 5 different states.
Yeah.
So you go all across the South. And this is because I didn't hold on to those places. I developed and I let go.
Yeah.
You've had people like Robert Gibbs and others who've been chair. I have to say I had to be the first chair, but I don't really brag on that. I'm just glad that I was able to push it out and watch it stand. And same way with Anderson, I pushed it out, and it was a place. Once you develop something, you don't want to be able to develop in a way you could tear it down. You want to be able to, so that generation and generation could understand. And that whole Anderson church that I developed is the largest Mississippi United Methodist church, as far as I know, maybe Galloway.
Yeah.
But that was a time before that big split they had over homosexuality. So the church that I put there, and that church is probably, well, it's in the location. And I know who put it there. So the location is like where I am.
Yeah.
But yeah, about that. So I got a chance to say something about hope. And I'm so proud to see hope doing what it is doing now. So you have to be political on us. You have to be more political the smaller your group. The dynamics are so different. So you have to make sure you're touching the right things the right way so that things would go forward.
That's it.
So,
I guess if you had 30 seconds, a minute to tell people why you're the best candidate for this seat, what would that be?
I'm telling because of my age, my experience, my good times, my bad times. I'm very persistent. And I don't give up. I just got through fighting with some banks. And I can't tell you the outcome.
Yeah.
But these banks were more than $1 billion banks. These banks were great. They would swallow whole. These banks were some as much as $1 trillion banks. I'm looking at something I would do with the people of 26.
Yeah.
People don't know little things like our credit sometimes is not what we think it is. You touch your credit and you think when you get Credit Karma, that's your rate. Not so.
Right.
Your credit rate for a car is different from your credit rate for your home. And we don't know about these 8 different credit rates.
Yeah, different
FICO is not even part of the credit rate.
Is it? That's something different.
So all of it, they pool to make FICO and to do things like that. So I've been in it, just hands-on, feet in and fighting.
Yeah.
And so I know some of the things that you have to do for credit.
Yeah.
And what I would do is make sure that the people in District 26 understand why people are making them look way worse than who they are. So sometimes you can have a credit score that's 550 and you don't know that it's close to 700.
Yeah.
Because of who you're dealing with.
Right.
So they're all not dealing with the same information. There's a common place for how they evaluate your credit. So that would be a big help.
Yeah.
So instead of losing land in Madison, in good places in Jackson, because we think we can't afford it or we can't get those loans, I can better show people what money would do and who and what kind of people that we ought to be inviting that will sustain. See, the reason I want to do this, I know more than most Mississippians. We have had these casinos over 30 years. nobody really is telling us that Mississippi is no more at the bottom. We are one of the top 10 states in money that we have, but nobody's going to say that. And I'm sure there's worry and concern, but I always wonder why, if you're going to be a senator, why can't you let us know what we're working with?
Well, I know we got to get you back on.
Yeah, because we're going to have to give you an hour.
We got to get you on.
You're going to have to work on your 30-second ounce when you come back, though. I'm just letting you know. You're going to have to work on your 30-second ounce.
I'm so glad that you were able to come here and announce, because I'm glad now that people, and especially in the District 26, are able to know who you are. Where can they find more information about you and learn more about what you're doing?
The girls should have developed a website. And keep looking. You can look at Jeffrey Stallworth, Bishop Jeffrey Stallworth. I'm moving stuff away from the church, so I won't have any conflict of church or state. But if they look there, they will find links that will let them know to more. So
get more information.
I'm glad y'all allowed me this time.
Look, we gotta get you more time as we know this is a process, and it's that time we still got a little time left. So we gotta get you on for a whole show. So I think it's important to be able. I've always been wanting somebody to come on and educate people about credit, and a lot of our people just never had that information or don't look for it. So we definitely got to get you back on. We thank you so much for coming by.
I'm gonna be political right quick too. Now I've been a member of Hope 8-9 years, so I'm gonna invite you back on so you can show me how to get one of them loans.
There you go. There you go. Look, that's our education. That's what people need. So we thank you so much, and we're gonna look forward to having you back now.
Thank you, sir.
Can you give us some music and
good
on the other side?
Who we got?
Look, we keeping it rolling here because we going from announcing political campaigns to Southern soul music, baby, and quartet now. We got some quartet.
The quartet
today.
The Soul Boyz in the building. Yes, y'all keep it locked.
We'll be back.
Thank you so much.
We gotta get you back on. When is that? So it's next year that election?
We're gonna be August.
They got a
special election.
Oh, that's sure is. So what's the date?
We'll get the date. Governor has not given the dates. But we think we'll wrap up somewhere between August and September. This election. It's been a great thing.
Look, we'll be in touch so we can get you back on. Thank y'all so much. You come on over. All right. Thank you. Y'all be safe. We gotta get you on. Y'all were hard quartet though, right? That's also. Look, I remember some of the history around
here. Pick up a couple pounds, man.
Did you tell him what song you want to play? Okay.
Pick up a couple pounds. At least when we first did, just from the party, candy party. Yeah.
Yes, indeed. Well, that was good, Lex. We got a new senator coming, or another candidate for the senator seat.
For the special election. Because we didn't even get to. We didn't even get to about the part that there's going to be a special election coming up for the seat that John Horn just left.
Right. That new mayor of Jackson.
That directly affect Jackson residents. So we didn't even get into that. We got a lot of stuff we didn't get into today. But now as though. We gotta switch gears. We gotta switch gears. You ready to turn up into
we're gonna go it's
Southern Soul Tuesday, Marlena?
Southern Soul Tuesday.
I had to give you that new nickname.
Y'all know how we do. We have a great time, and I'm thankful we've been in this space now a year and a half. We met some amazing people in Southern Soul. What I really love about it, I love our artists who are leading the way with their music. But I love me now independent, up and coming artists and people out here grinding, and that's no different right now. Because in the studio with us is one half of the Soul Boyz, Chad Barnes. Chad, welcome to the lounge. Y'all make sure y'all share this, because you don't want to miss this interview. How's it going?
It's going great.
We just saw each other a couple weeks at Steve. Shout out DJ Steve Smooth, all white celebrity birthday band. So y'all killed it up there on stage. So thank you I'm glad you're able to finally join us. I told Lex we playing catch up because we get trying to interview y'all. Done performed probably 5 times in Southern Soul Tuesday since then, but I'm so glad you were able to come on. For those who don't know about the Soul Boyz, Tell them about you, your brother. I'm gonna let you scoot up a little bit so you can get in the mic so they can hear you out there. But yeah, tell me about a little bit about y'all. The Holmes County, shout out. Whoop, whoop.
Yeah, where you from? And
yeah, I'm from Lexington, Mississippi. I formed the Soul Boyz back in 2020 at a quartet rehearsal.
Okay, so what's the quartet y'all a part of?
Ooh. Okay, I've been a part of quartet pretty much all of my life, but to be exact, the New Gospel True Tones was a group I was a part of that time, which I served over 22 years.
New Gospel True Tones, what, out of Holmes County?
Out of Holmes County.
Okay.
That's a gospel quartet.
Okay.
Quartet, yeah. So I grew up in quartet. Pretty much has been a part of me since I can remember. I know it. At least the age of 7, 8, I was touring with groups at the age of 7 and 8.
Who are some of the people, the gospel greats that you get a chance to either work with or be in a show? Because I remember I'm from Duck Hill, Mississippi, so I remember my mom when the quartets or people would have shows or they'd come to visit the churches. You know, those were like on your through the week or on the weekend after church on Sunday, and we would leave church on Sunday and go back for the singing as they call it.
Since you from Duck Hill, I know you've heard of the Forest Brothers.
I do know them.
I playing shows.
Yes, indeed. I know them
toured
well.
with a lot of great artists out of Mississippi. Even got a chance to play a couple times with the Jackson Southern Air. Jackson. Rest in peace to Mr. Harry Williams.
Okay.
I have a long background of music history.
Yeah, look.
Well, that means he's got the prerequisite.
I was just about to see. He reads my mind.
So
what we learning with Southern Soul, church singing,
in the church
is
the prerequisite.
It's the prerequisite, and that determines where you go. Because I tell people, if you listen to all the King George songs, it all come out of the church. Yeah, you can hear it.
So now, what made you go from the gospel music to the current music that you're creating now?
Well, to be honest with you, I'm currently still recording and touring on the quartet industry, on the gospel side. And that's one thing as an artist for me that I never leave my roots. So you'll hear a little bit of it into my Southern Soul. But I'm currently still a musician of 5 churches throughout Holmes County.
So you still playing?
You play instruments. What instruments which instruments are you the best at?
I'm at piano.
Oh, we got a piano player.
Okay.
So
Piano.
I mean, we're gonna fool around having no people to start our own band.
The quartet,
Band.
Southern Soul band.
Yeah.
We're gonna do it all.
Okay.
Yeah, so I never leave my roots. But what made me go over into the Southern Soul industry is I didn't want to limit myself.
Yeah.
You know, I wanted to go out and get outside of the box and see what other genres of music.
But see, I tell people Southern Soul though, it's a blend, right? It's not when I think of Southern Soul and the music I listen to, it's a feel good. You ain't gonna hear all this or that. Most of the time, it's just telling life experiences. When people, I feel a lot of fans go to those shows because it is. I know I'm gonna have a good time. And so you hear gospel, I hear blues, I hear R&B. It's a gumbo. Who call it gumbo pot of music?
Yeah. So one of the questions that I got though, that I think that you'd be perfect for, that I always wondered this, especially now with the movie Sinners out. Do you get any backlash or any negativity from the church from you doing both different genres of music?
No, sir. And to be honest with you, most of the shows that I have, I got more church people buying tickets than the people that's off the street. You know what I'm saying?
To your Southern Soul shows.
To the Southern Soul shows. And this is what I'll tell people. It's a time for Marvin Sapp, because the Bible does say it's a time and a place for all things under the heaven and earth. So it's a time for Marvin Sapp, and it's a time for Marvin Cease. Yeah, I put it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I get what you're saying, though. I get what you're saying.
To bring it on home, if somebody trying to conceive and make a baby, you're not gonna listen to Marvin Sapp.
You want us to keep it.
You know what I'm saying? So it's a time for that. So,
and I think too, we just gotta, we gotta keep God first in all we do, right? And then if we fall short, He'll show us. He'll show. I don't think it's man's job to look at somebody and say, you don't supposed to be like. So where did I didn't see you as the creator of this thing. So
there could be some people holding it down.
So I get it. If Whitney Houston started in the church, if she stayed in the church, do you think she would be as popular as she is?
Well, or touch as many people though. I would say that.
God, and that was his purpose.
In a positive way.
A gift don't have a certain
box.
And if he didn't want it to happen, he wouldn't allow. He allows everything for his purpose. But most definitely, I guess. So being in the Southern Soul, and it's your brother. Tell me about your brother, that because it's more to chat over this thing.
Shout out to my brother Tony Mays, who was working tonight and couldn't be here. So
Tony Mays.
Okay.
And this your blood brother?
No.
Okay.
So everybody thank me, brother.
I really did. I did too. I did. So y'all blood brothers.
I definitely thought that too. So what is the first song that you created under the new name, the Soul Boyz?
The first song we created was "Meet Me at the Club."
Okay.
Which was formed at a quartet rehearsal. After a quartet rehearsal one night. And
y'all meet at the club at the church.
Yeah. Matter of fact, it started even before that because I wrote another song. My brother's first song was a Southern Soul song. So it became popular, and my brother came to me one night and he asked me, he said, man, if you do so well writing for other people, then with that genre of music, why don't you take time and write something for yourself? And man, here I am, over 70 songs. Maybe it's over 70.
Wow.
Since 2020.
Wow, y'all been working.
That's good.
I know we were in love with our first song. I do want to get into one. Let's cue up one. Handy, let's see. What's the name of this song we about to hear?
Okay, this one is On My Mind. I wrote it about 2 months ago, and I featured my brother on it.
On My Mind.
On My Mind.
You're going to really hit a quartet root.
On My Mind. This is by the Soul Boyz.
By the Soul Boyz.
All right, so hey, debuting right here for the first time on the Lounge Radio Show, airing on 90.1 FM, is the Soul Boyz.
Stay tuned, Handy. On My Mind by the Soul Boyz. All right, stay tuned. We'll be back on the other side after this song.
Come in, girl. I need to talk to you for a minute about the things that you do to me and the way that you make me feel. Can I tell you what's on my mind?
Y'all checking in.
I just need some really good time.
I see Chantel from the Legacy. Shout out.
My world has changed. I can't even lie. I don't even act the same. The way you treat me, make me feel. She even can cook a full course meal. And I don't know what I do. But baby, I can't stop thinking about you.
I showed I agree with now.
Said you're on my mind. You're on my mind. I can't explain it.
I forgot to share.
Yeah, there was time to share.
The way you hold me. You're on my mind. The way that you make me feel. I can't.
So y'all gonna be ready to do the Legacy? I thought y'all had a show coming.
He was talking about the live.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I've been trying to look. I had left my phone.
Cause the things we did last night left a smile on my face. There's a man out there looking for a woman.
That's not the one in the Soul Boyz. It's your blood brother, right?
Do the things that you do.
He sings,
He just like
he got the board.
Church.
He did good. He out there shaming himself.
Show this in front of people.
I was just going to count it from everybody probably know that best candidate from what else we got? One of them from the quartet name. What we try to get us some easy questions. I said, what you got a question? What's something you talk about you want us to ask me?
I think it's easy to don't be where you from, either the county or the city.
Did we mention the city?
He said that when he first got on. I don't know
hey, see, you gotta listen. Oh, they do.
On the Thursday, Friday, I'm thinking it. Saturday, I'm thinking it. On my way to church, you know.
Definitely back up everything. Yes, and you're on my mind.
On my mind,
on a Thursday, on a Friday, I'm thinking of you.
So somebody done whooped the preacher boy.
Oh,
she on his mind all the time. He
all
said
the time.
every day, even on the way to church.
That's that 90s love. We don't do that no more. We got social media to get us. We get over it. We think about you on Thursday, we done by Friday.
Yeah, that's it. That's it. He said on the way to church.
So what was the inspiration behind that song when you wrote that?
When I wrote that one, it's just good to let them know that you think about.
That's it. I'm telling you. Amen.
On my mind, stuck in my mind. Stuck in my head. I meant to say, on my mind.
Listen, look, I'm a little early today, so I'm gonna go ahead and ask my question again.
Oh, what we got?
We got. Look, and if those are just, I hope you ain't just joining us because you won't get it right. But we got one half of the Soul Boyz in the studio, Chad Barnes. I'm gonna say Chad Barnes. And as I promised at the top of the hour, we're gonna do a giveaway, a $25 giveaway. I'm still thinking of the restaurant right now, but I will have that.
You should do a harder question for the food.
I know, for food, right? I think I may do it on Chipotle or something. I don't know. But the question is, we have Soul Boyz on, and he mentioned where he was from. What city or town did he say he was from? The first one to call in, call 601-948-5950 with the answer will win that gift certificate.
Yeah, because I'm glad you changed it because I don't think it's considered the city. I would consider it a town.
I was about to say, I didn't want to, but then it could be a city though.
The city is a city in the backwoods.
Again, that number 601-948-5950.
You think Duck Hill is a city?
Duck Hill is a city, and we only have 600, 700 people. But hey, it's the city. It's not a city.
It's a town.
It's a town. Well, while we wait on the call, what y'all got coming up next or down the pike? Any new music? What y'all got going?
Yeah, I have. I got at least 6 songs.
I can't be answering.
6. You said, but you got 70 right now, right?
Right.
So I think he got it. It didn't come on yet. So
okay.
So yeah, okay. We got on line 1.
Oh, who about
caller? You are on the Lounge Radio Show with Marlena and Lex Luga. What's your first name?
EW.
I'm sorry.
EW.
EW.
No, P is in Paul.
P is in Paul. PW. What's up? How's your Wednesday going?
Man, on top of the world. How about yours?
Hey, I'm up there with you, PW. I'm up there with you.
Let's see if it's about to get a little bit better.
Hey, what city is the
town?
What town? See, he won't let me be great around here. Where is Soul? Where are they from?
You know, Soul Boyz from Lexington.
Look at you,
yeah.
Yes, indeed. You got it right. Thank you so much for listening and joining us. I have your information. I will be in touch. We'll be in touch with you after the show to get that information and get all your stuff sent to you, okay?
Thank you, ma'am. And I enjoy y'all show.
Thank you. And look, stay on top of the world. We're going to be up there together. We're going to stay up there.
You made this day a little better.
Stay true.
All right. Have a good day.
Yeah. Oh, Marlena, you made somebody day. Bought them something.
About some food. Hey, food is the way to my heart, too. I'm just saying.
That's one of them times I would have called.
You would have ducked off the man there. My name is Rex.
I thought to text somebody, tell them, listen here. There
you go. Well, look, there you go. They listening in. Okay, so you got 6 songs.
Right,
in the pike. So you're not gonna just do them all at one time. Like, okay.
How many songs do you actually already got released though that are available for people to go listen to?
At least 70.
Ooh.
70 that's released?
That's released.
Are they all released under the Mississippi Soul Boyz?
Yes, sir.
We got it.
So it's 70 songs released on the Mississippi Soul Boyz. So you got albums out?
Okay. And they under they can find them on all the streaming, the Soul Boyz. Okay.
Yeah, now I do need to stand corrected. Is it actually the Mississippi Soul Boyz, or is it just listed under the Soul Boyz?
Soul Boyz, we go by both.
Okay, but the music though,
I want is on the you can check out Mississippi Soul Boyz on YouTube and all streaming.
On the streaming, okay. Yeah. So we could definitely be able to do that. Y'all, because now you said 2020 when you first started, and has it been anybody you been on stage with, or been, or anybody you want to collaborate with? Who
we like this. We'll collaborate with anybody. We don't have any picks or chooses, but I have released songs with Louis the Love, Dr. Claude, Mr. Slow Roll.
Okay.
Rest in peace to him.
Yeah.
Matter of fact, I have the last song that I produced for him before he passed.
Yeah. Oh wow. Okay.
Yeah, Marlena, somebody on me online, they say it is a city. So
it is a city. There you go.
Excuse me.
Correct him.
Excuse me. I'm in
Lexington
Jackson.
is a city, and Duck Hill is too. Thank you.
All right. My bad, y'all. Okay.
in our mind.
I'm gonna look it up to see does it say that though, because a lot of places in Mississippi say the town of.
I know, but Duck Hill is a town. Okay. But Lexington maybe a city though.
So now, with your experience, because it is different where you live. That's what I want to get to. It's different coming from where you live. That's why she always say that. Now, do you feel as though where you raised and how you was raised actually is heard in your music?
Most definitely.
Yeah.
Most definitely.
And why you think that is? Because how is it heard through your music?
The grounds and the roots that you can. I mean, you have to be there to feel it. It's the feeling and the sensation that you get. It's just something about the grounds and Holmes County.
Is Holmes County considered? It ain't considered a Delta, is it? No.
But
it's definitely like you going to it, like true all. Yeah.
They call it the hills.
That's it. Yeah, but I can imagine all that sound and all that still hitting you guys from over there. But Lexington, did it have a club, a spot where people perform and stuff, or was that?
I used to hear my mother and grandmother talk about one of the churches I played for. Elmo James used to come, on different porches throughout our neighborhood and play. And he's actually buried in Lexington.
Oh, really? Okay, yeah.
One of the churches I play at. So we have a lot of blues musicians buried in the Newport Cemetery.
Okay. Yeah.
Picture, and it's just it's something about the grounds in Lexington, Mississippi. I'm glad to be from there.
Well, I guess too, besides, I know the quartet and you being raised in that environment, but any other the blues artists, I guess past, present, that influenced you guys and that you looked up to that made you wanna.
Marvin Cease.
Okay, Marvin. Okay.
Marvin Cease is the man. He was one of my favorite I listened to.
Oh, now you were listening to Marvin now.
That's what he said earlier.
Oh.
Yeah. He said go from Marvin Sapp to Marvin Cease. That's what he said now.
You didn't get your mama like, stop listening to that music.
No, we actually cleaning up on Saturday morning. You heard that in my house. Every Saturday.
Marvin Cease. Oh, Lord, baby, let me be. Lord, have mercy.
The strong aroma of Clorox and ammonia. And blues all day.
There you go. And it bring back memory when you think about that. Right. Yeah,
I do that in memory of my mom. My mom started me into music. My dad bought my first keyboard, and had it not been for them, I don't think I'd have been this far.
Oh, wow. That's amazing.
And she passed back in 19 before she could see all this, but I toured and got other stuff that she's seen, me become successful in.
That's it.
Our condolences. So what is next for the Soul Boyz? Like what do you have coming up? And do you have any shows coming up also?
Yeah, we have one this Saturday in Ware, Mississippi. It's a field day.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay.
Now I heard y'all got birthday coming up in August. Yeah. Okay.
In August too. It's gonna be in Lexington, Mississippi.
Okay. So y'all definitely
might have to come get y'all to come do some hosting.
Come on. Well, we down for a good time. Now send us the invite flyers and we can help promote anything on the show as well.
And I've written for other artists in Holmes County and throughout the state of Mississippi too. So some of the stuff you hear, I wrote it.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh wow, that's amazing. That's
great. So what we need you to do now, while we only got a few minutes, go ahead and give your social media. And after you give your social media, any shout out that you want to make sure you recognize.
Okay, yeah. Social media, Facebook is Chad Barnes, and TikTok Mississippi Soul Boy. And I want to give a shout out to 90.1 for having us here. This is something I can knock off my bucket list. I always want to come here and through this station and heard a lot of great things.
History.
About
if you go down the wall, you see
history.
oh man, so many
Evans
people.
Yep.
You talking about Marvin season people that have been all up and down these houses.
On Medgar Evers' birthday.
Yes,
Right.
Yes, that's amazing.
So
That's amazing.
and I just want to give a shout out to all my family and all.
Oh, you better, but they gonna get you.
Most definitely. And just every artist out there that's grinding and doing their thing. Want to encourage y'all to keep going. Nothing happens overnight.
That's it.
Don't nothing come to a dream of a sleep. So
That's it.
Just get up and grind. Shout out to everybody.
That's it, yeah. And look, we appreciate y'all so much for y'all support. I know every time I call y'all or need something, y'all show up, and I appreciate you. And look, anything you got a home here, you got a home at Southern Soul Tuesday. So anything we can do to help, we all down. So we thank you so much. We gotta get y'all back. Gotta get the other. You can't just leave. You can't leave the other half off now.
Yeah, you gotta make sure y'all.
You gotta the next day. Yeah,
you gotta schedule out far enough.
It's important. I'm on the radio.
I'm on the radio. Hey, and for those that's listening too, because we got the social media going, we just having fun up here about the city and town thing. Don't y'all get your panties in a bunch.
Lex, they pulling up on you.
Yeah, they pulling up on me. Don't get your panties in a bunch. We having fun.
We have fun here. I do want to shout out my girl Jason Nay. I didn't get a chance. Jason Nay and Big Mel got a new single out, so I didn't get a chance to play it today, but I will get that in our DJ's hands, and we'll play that next week. Also on August 15th, JSU baby, we got a big show. We got a country boy show going on August 15th at the Veterans Memorial Stadium. And it's it's a lineup for you. Let me see.
Give us the highlights. Who the highlights of?
So we got it's a 2025 Fan Fest and season kickoff. So y'all remember the JSU Tide football won last year, and we about to kick off the season in a major way. August 15th. You have Stephanie Luckett, S. Dot, PC Band, LJ Eccles, Arthur Young, hosted by Nardo Blackman, and yours truly will be up in there doing a couple of line dance and two steps. So y'all be sure to visit. Tickets can be purchased at myimpacttickets.com, and it's August 15th at 6 p.m. at the Mississippi Veterans Memorial Stadium. So we gonna show TC Taylor and the boys how we do a Southern Soul style up in
That's
here.
what I'm talking about. And the last thing too, we got our anniversary show at Ground Zero Biloxi this Sunday. It's our Independence Day weekend show. Show starts at 3. Doors open at 3. Show starts at 4. And we got an amazing lineup headlined by Nathaniel Kimball, Mr. Bag It Up himself. We got Ty Lord coming out of Houston, Boss Lady, SRJR, JL Thompson gonna be performing with his band the first time in Ground Zero. We got Columbus Toy gonna be hitting the stage, and I'm leaving one person out. I don't know why his mind. I can picture him in my head, but Johnny Kroon. And Troy Murrell gonna stop by and do a song.
And this is what day is this?
This is this Sunday.
This Sunday.
Doors open at 3. Show starts at 4. Our anniversary Sunday, and we got Keisha Sherrill gonna come show us a couple of line dances too.
She gonna do it too, cause that's my girl. She gonna shut it down. So. We thank you for joining us today. Look, we next week, Southern Soul Tuesday, M-Bar, every Tuesday, 5:30 to 7:30. We get jumped by 6. This Tuesday coming up, we have live performance by Bo Dollar, Soul Cherie. She's the daughter of Katrina Jefferson. She will be performing. And Simply Wayne said he coming right back to Mississippi.
Simply Wayne coming right back.
He love it here. He probably gonna get him a house. No, I'm gonna play, but he will be back. So. Free to get in, 2-for-1 drinks. Come early because there's gonna be a crowd again. So thank y'all so much for joining us here on the Lounge Radio Show, and we will see you guys next Wednesday. Handy.
Same time, same place.
Thank you.